Businesses making less than $5 million a year cannot afford to make this mistake. And some of the mistakes that my friend Jay used to have in his business that limited him to sell his business until I met him, but we fixed it and he sold his business for a whopping $17 million. And in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly step by step how we avoid all these mistakes so that we create a successful business. Starting a business is exciting, right? You have all these big ideas you want to express to the world. You have all these products you want to push to the world. And sometimes you're even a little bit overconfident. But let's be real, things don't always go as planned. And I have made a fair share of mistakes and even big ones on this list. But I'm going to share step by step how we overcome everything so that you can build a successful and strong foundation for the business. It all starts with one big mistake: not knowing your target market. I don't understand why people do this, but let me just save you the time. Do a little bit of research, because basically what you are doing is you are hoping that you're going to get clients without even validating your idea. That's basically like going to a college student, selling them luxury watches, right, which cost like $50,000, when you know they are living on instant noodles. They don't have anything to eat, but you want to sell them luxury watches. That's a bad idea, of course, right? So you need to understand the market where you are serving these people, the demographic. Are these people able to afford my product? What is the purchasing power? The purchasing power basically mean, can these people, after they have bought everything, they paid their insurance, paid their groceries, paid their rent, the pocket money they are saving, is that money able for them to afford my product? Because I did this mistake basically in all my businesses. Like the first agency I had was Autolabs. We were selling AI growth infrastructures to businesses. And for these services, we still have them. It costs around $2,000 a month. Now, for a business to be able to afford this kind of budget in my home country, where an average salary of anyone basically is around $500 to $800, that means they have to save up to 3 months to be able to afford my services. That's a bad idea, because these people don't have the purchasing power to afford my business. So this is one of the metrics in understanding the market. If you don't understand the market, then basically you are, throwing yourself in a very deep pit. Now, if you want to fix this issue, first of all, you need to do your homework. Who are your customers? What keeps them up at night? What's their favorite hangout online? Write these all down, right? Their age, their income, hobbies. You get the idea, right? Because knowing your target audience literally saves you time. It makes everything easier. It makes product designing easier. It makes marketing and sales easier. Everything becomes easier when you know who you are serving. Another lucky mistake that I see many business owners making right now, which is very common, and with all the businesses that are being created, if you want to stand out, you need to avoid this at first glance. Don't overcomplicate your business plan. I get it. You want to write 100 pages of your business plan, and even made a video about it, talking about how you need to write a business plan to really convey your stakeholders, investors, and everything. But if you're starting, that's not the way to go, right? You only need like 4 pages. We even have a template down below you can click and download. But essentially what I'm talking about is people get caught up into this, oh, I need to go everything by detail, everything. But that's not the way to go, because these are the first thing you need to consider when you're trying to make a business plan. What's your business idea? Who is your target audience? How will you make money, or which models will you be using to make money? What are your goals for the next 6 to 12 months? If you answer all these questions, you don't need to overcomplicate your business plan, right? Going into the matrix. Stop with that. Just focus on these 4 questions, right? If you answer all these questions, I promise you in the next 6 to 12 months, you're going to see exponential results in what you are doing. As long as you have a right market fit product, which has been validated, the people want this product, right? And then you know what you're going to serve them and how you're going to serve them. If you know all of this, you don't need to overcomplicate your business plan. Now, the third mistake is one of the big ones. And this is the reason why my friend, who is also happens to be one of our partners, could not sell his business. Because eventually when he came to me, he had this big issue of being the key man. If your business can't function without you, that's not a business. That's a stressful job. Now, I know some people are going to come after me saying this, but let's be real. Some of us are creating businesses that are not sellable. Why? Because the entire brand of the business is all about us. Meaning, if someone comes to buy our business, then we need, and I try to leave, then the whole business will go in scramble because the whole business is entirely built on me. So that's a big rookie mistake when you are starting, because I know you are involved in sales, you're involved in marketing, you're involved in product design, you are involved in inventory, everything, you are there, right? And this creates a problem for buyers because they know if we buy this business and you happen to go, then this business will go in crumble. So basically what happened for this friend of mine, when investors came to buy his business, they would run away because basically what they saw is that the business was entirely him, not the business itself. Now, if you want to fix this issue in the first place, that's where you need to leverage systems and operations. You need to know how you can fix every problem in the business using SOPs or standard operating procedures. Now, how do you create standard operating procedures? I will make a video about it. You can watch it up here, or if it's not uploaded yet, you can just Google it online. But basically what we mean is that you need to create systems that can help you run the business even if you take a 3 months vacation, right? And I say this to basically say that you don't need to be the entire face of the business. Create these standard operating procedures. If there is an issue in the business, people can use those SOPs to fix this issue. You don't need to be on the forefront. So if you it basically depends on the business you have, right? And fixing this issue is one of the biggest fundamentals that these investors and entrepreneurs who want to buy your businesses will look at, because they say, okay, if we buy this business and this guy happens to go away, then there will be no problem because this business runs itself, right? If you fired any of engineers at Google, they will hire other people and the business will run itself, right? If you fire even 50% of Apple's, engineers, directors, and everything, and you hire other people, they will come in the business, and the business will run like a well-oiled machine because there's nothing changed. There is SOPs. Another big mistake is relying too much on one thing, and I'll explain this very, very, very careful, because this is what happens when your business relies too much on one thing, one marketing channel, one big customer who happens, to be covering like 90% of your revenue, one big customer, or even one vendor. All these people, sometimes when they choose to go the other way, your business fades. And I'll explain a little bit better. I have this friend of mine. His business, like 80% of all the revenue, comes from one thing, one single channel, which is Facebook ads. They run Facebook ads, and we was doing this a little bit of experiment. There's new updates coming into Facebook, and ultimately the strategy was using, it was going to be a problem if this update came out. And as soon as the update came out, his conversion rate went from 30% to 18% and later to 5%. So basically the whole business was crushed. And we started, doing a little bit of organic content, doing videos on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Threads, like everywhere. We was everywhere now. Now we start using experimenting our PS model, which is very, very good at, you know, establishing new clients and leads using organic content, and we was able to get him back at least to 30% and also close to 28%, but it was coming again to where he was without even spending much money on Facebook ads. And the point I'm trying to make here is that if you put one eggs in one basket, you rely on one thing, it's gonna be a problem. I can also tell you, like, when you have a big customer, my advice here is try to find a way you can lock them into a big contract, right? This big like a long-term contract where if they need to leave, they will have to pay the breaking fees, right? But it doesn't matter even they pay these breaking fees, you are still going to fail because they are one of your biggest customers or even vendors. Now, the overall lesson here is that you should not rely on one thing where one rule can change and the whole revenue would go down. So basically what we do here is just add many channels, create videos on multiple platforms, right? Rely on organic content, right? Try to do everything in a way that you can diversify so that if one option goes the other way, then you will still have another option to continually bring leads, clients, revenue, sales every time, even if one channel goes out. Another rookie mistake that is not acceptable if your business makes less than $5 million a year is bad budgeting. And I say this with utmost confidence because I see many businesses that are doing like 3 million a year, but they don't have budgeting in their plan. And this really hurts them because cash flow is everything. Just because you have a good season and people are buying your product on, a big number, it doesn't mean it's going to be that way in the next 6 months. So you need to have some financial skills, even if you can hire an accountant, but you need to have some financial skills of knowing how to budget everything because you need to track your income, you need to know your revenue, you need to know how much money you're spending on a product if have a product that is fixed. You need to know how much money it costs you to acquire a client, which is known as CAC. You need to know the LFTV, how long can a client stay with you, a lifetime value of a client. You need to know the churn, like how many people are stopped using your product, or does a client buy once? Does a client buy 10 times? Then does a client buy 100 times in their lifetime? All these numbers, right? All these stats, metrics, these will help you refine your budgeting skills and also your budgeting strategies to know what exactly where you need to allocate the funds, where you need to allocate more money, if you need to allocate more money in marketing. This will help you. And I say this and people are like, oh, but everyone knows. But I know some businesses that make more money, but when it's the end of the quarter, they don't know where the money went. And this is a rookie mistake because if a founder or one of your stakeholders want to buy your business and you don't have all these numbers, it's going to be a problem. Your business is not going to be sellable. And even if they do buy the business, they're going to give you like 20% of the deal because your business is basically worthless without those information. Another rookie mistake that I see many people making in business is ignoring marketing. Like, please, 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 you cannot afford to make this mistake because marketing is the foundation of any business. No one knows you. That's it. If you are starting or you are just small business, no one knows you. The only way people can know you is either advertising, reaching out to people, advertising on TV, doing Facebook ads, doing YouTube ads, or making organic content, meaning making videos on YouTube, TikTok, Threads, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, all these parts, but whatever you do, just do branding, because marketing is directly correlated to branding, because the more money you make as a brand, it all relies on marketing. I can give you an example of Khloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian, she took her makeup brand 5 years ago was like $0 valuation. Now she's a billionaire, right? Because of the personal branding. Now, if you do business branding, whatever you want to call it, business, personal, whatever it is, but I don't recommend personal because, again, as we talked about in point, the lucky mistake number 3, the key man problem. If your business is directly tied to you, it's gonna be a problem. But again, if you have an audience where you can push your product, people can know you, then that's good. But ignoring marketing, it basically meaning like, hey, I don't want people to know me. That's the worst business strategy that I think of. So stop ignoring marketing, right? Saying, oh, I have a good product. Everyone has a good product. How many products did you buy because you saw them, but you eventually realize the product is the worst? Where there is other products which are even better than the product you bought, but because they didn't do marketing, no one knows about them, right? So do marketing, do ads if you have the budget, right? Do content. This might take a long time, but it pays off really well. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do with our partners. Try to do organic content. This will pay you big time. But whatever you do, it's all tied into marketing, whether you do organic or inorganic, but just do marketing. Now, the last mistake is giving up too soon. And I see this in many businesses. As you saw the numbers, 40% of all the businesses fail within their first year, then another 80% of all the businesses fail in the next 5 years. So if you don't want to fail in business, just don't quit, because quitting is the absolute guarantee that you never achieve what you want to achieve in a business. So do not quit. I know business is hard, marketing is hard, scaling your business is hard, raising the money is hard. All of those tactics is hard, but do not give up. If you don't give up, then that's a good chance you achieve what you want to do. If you stick with the methods I talked about, you avoid all these mistakes, then your business is going to be good. But again, all of this is worthless if you don't create a strategic world-class business plan. Now, if you create this world-class business plan, it's going to help you raise money, get investors, and also be able to pitch your business, and also help you refine and orient yourself in the right direction. So creating a business plan that is world-class is going to help you get more money in your business. It's going to help you, have the vision. And the most of all, because you want to sell your business one time, this is going to help you raise money. It's going to help you pitch your product. It's going to help you get investors into your pocket. So if you want to know how we do a business plan that is world class, I have a template down below. But also if you want to know all the nuances on how to create it, I want you to watch this video.